Our marriage was a quiet kind of love, built on routine and trust. Mark and I had been together for 8 years, married for 4, running a small bookstore in our coastal town. I'm Ellen, and I handled the shop's events while Mark managed inventory. Our lives were woven into the pages of our business. But lately, the days felt repetitive, and I felt restless. When my old college friend Sam came back into town, his easy charm and familiar laugh stirred something I hadn't felt in years. We started with texts, then lunches, and I let myself believe it was innocent until it wasn't. It happened on a rainy afternoon. Mark was supposed to be at a supplier meeting an hour away, so I invited Sam over, telling myself it was only to catch up. But the air between us crackled, and soon we were in our bedroom, Mark's and mine. The guilt was there, sharp and heavy, but I pushed it aside, lost in Sam's touch. We didn't hear the front door open, didn't hear Mark's footsteps until he was standing in the doorway. His face was unreadable, a mix of shock and something deeper, like the ground had shifted beneath him. Sam froze beside me, and I pulled the sheets up, my voice stuck in my throat. "Ellen," Mark said, his voice so calm it chilled me. "Sam, get out of my house." No shouting, no rage, just those words, cold and final. Sam scrambled for his clothes, muttering, "I'm sorry, man," as he fled. I expected Mark to turn on me, to demand answers, but he didn't. Instead, he walked to the nightstand, picked up our wedding photo, and stared at it. Then he set it down face first and said, "I knew." My heart stopped. "Knew what?" I whispered. He looked at me, his eyes hollow. "You've been different, distant. I followed you last week, saw you with him at the pier." He'd known, and I'd been too wrapped up to notice. I tried to speak, to apologize, but Mark held up a hand. "Don't," he said. "Not yet." He walked into the living room, sat on the couch, and pulled out his phone. I followed, trembling, as he opened a folder of screenshots. Texts I thought I'd deleted, a photo of Sam and me laughing too close at a cafe. Even a time-stamped note from the day he'd followed us. He'd been building a case, not out of paranoia, but because he felt me slipping away. "I wanted to be wrong," he said, his voice breaking. "But here we are." I was speechless, pinned by the weight of his quiet evidence. Mark didn't leave, didn't scream. Instead, he stayed on the couch, staring at the wall, while I sat across from him, crying silently. "Why?" he finally asked. I tried to explain the loneliness, the thrill of feeling seen, but it sounded pathetic even to me. He listened, nodded slightly, then said, "You chose him in our bed, Ellen. Our bed." The words cut deeper than any yell could. He didn't call anyone, didn't turn our pain into a spectacle. He just sat there, letting the truth hang between us like a blade. I spent the night in the guest room, unable to face the bedroom. The next day, Mark went to the bookstore as usual, leaving me in a house that felt foreign. I called Sam, told him it was over, and blocked him. He didn't argue. I tried to talk to Mark when he got home, but he asked for space. "I need to think," he said, and I saw the hurt in his eyes, the kind that doesn't fade quickly. I started sleeping at my sister's, giving him the house while I wrestled with my guilt. Friends noticed something was wrong, but Mark never told them. He kept our pain private, which somehow made it heavier. We started counseling a few weeks later. Mark didn't want to at first, but he agreed for the sake of our bookstore, our shared dream. In sessions, he was honest but restrained, talking about trust like a broken machine he wasn't sure he could fix. I admitted my insecurities, how I'd let Sam's attention fill a void I hadn't named. The therapist pushed us to confront the distance that had grown before Sam, the way we'd let work swallow our connection. It was hard seeing how much I'd contributed to our unraveling. The bookstore keeps us tethered, a fragile thread. Customers still come for our carefully curated shelves, unaware of the fracture behind our smiles. Mark is polite but distant, and I'm trying to earn back his trust, one small step at a time. I see that wedding photo in my mind, face down, and it haunts me. Not because of what Mark did, but because of what he didn't do. He didn't lash out, didn't destroy me. He simply laid the truth bare. And that was enough to shatter everything. We're still together, but it's a shadow of what we were. I'm learning to live with the consequences, to face the woman who betrayed her husband in their own bed. Mark's reaction, his quiet, devastating clarity, still lingers, a reminder that love can break without a sound. I don't know if we'll make it, but I'm fighting for it, hoping he'll one day see me as more than the mistake I made. Some betrayals don't need words to destroy you. Mark taught me that.